Pasaban días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days, and it's been weeks, and yeah. What do you think, Sarah, this canyon right here?
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone how wide open it is. It's incredible.
A couple of questions. So. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening? Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.
How's everybody doing? God bless everybody that is watching. God bless our country of Mexico, our city of Tijuana, and God bless the United States of America. Let's thank God for giving us 2 legs, 2 arms, a mind that we can think, a heart that we can feel, and eyes that we can see. How's everybody doing? Good evening to everybody. It's a pleasure to be with you guys again from Tijuana, Mexico. We are going to be traveling soon again. In the next incoming days, we are going to be traveling soon. Thank you so much for the support that we have been receiving in the past. Possibly we were away for like 14 days, and it was a 12-day marathon with the migrant caravan. This reporting on the influx of migrants and the inflation of immigration and the necessity and the catastrophe that it is occurring around the world with the immigration situation. It is just horrible what is going on around the world, and this is all provoked by a globalist compact. Right now there is a big problem in the borders between Poland and Belarus. Remember that we have been reporting on this. Alexander Lukashenko, that is the socialist dictator of this country, has been the president for more than 26 years. And in the last election, Alexander Lukashenko almost didn't get reelected. He had enormous protests around the country. And ultimately, he asked for help. He asked for help from who? From Russia himself. And when Russia came in, Vladimir Putin sent his troops to Belarus to help Alexander Lukashenko to continue with this dictatorship. This is what I have been saying for the longest time. It is not the problem between the citizens of every country. Every country some people call the United States an American imperialism. A lot of people call it Chinese imperialism. It is not the people. It is the government that is the one that it takes control of the people and the decisions of every country. And they are the ones that they need to be held accountable. These dictators, these politicians, these people that they take decisions over our lives without consulting and saying anything about it. Thank you so much for joining in on this morning. It's a pleasure to be with you guys again, live from our beautiful city of Tijuana, Mexico. And I will tell you, I will get into my experience with the Caravan as we are going to go back to another border again, traveling soon to another border again, as we talk the talk and we don't walk the talk. We walk the talk and we don't talk the talk. We go over there, and particularly we report that is our main objective and our main obligation. A lot of people give this incompetent comments as stop them, Oscar Blue, tell them, Oscar Blue, to stop, tell them that we are close. That is not my job. I don't know. It's really easy to be typing from your home. It is really easy to be, sending all these messages. What do you think I am? A border agent? What do you think I am? A National Guard official? What do you think I am? A politician? What do you think I am? An activist? I'm a reporter. I'm here to document and give facts. That is the number one thing that we are there to do. Everything else, your frustration, and I know that there's a lot of frustration due to all this that is happening around the globe, but all your frustrations, do not release them on a reporter. Reporter is there to report and document. The hell you think he's going to do against 5,000 people? The hell, what are you thinking? So let's get right into it. Good morning to everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. The image that I'm about to show you and the video that I'm about to show you, it is clearly what is happening right now in the part of Poland with Belarus. And it is understanding right now that supposedly the government of Poland is saying that in this globalist compact of immigration started in Europe. We have to go to the root of the problem. And the root of the problem, people, it is that the globalist compact of immigration started in Europe. It started particularly in Spain, in Italy, and in France. And now all of these other countries that they are in the European Union, they are being affected now by the necessity of third world class countries. This is the problem. The problem is that first class world countries have been not completely documenting, and also they haven't been assuring that all the funds that they are being released and all the money that they released, like per example, the United States of America releasing millions to Central and South America, they have not been assuring themselves that that money is going directly to infrastructure, jobs, and security. They just release the money to these politicians that they are corrupt, and all these politicians, they get it into their pockets. This is why I have been saying you want to fix the problem hidden in the pockets. That is the number one thing. Exactly what is happening to the United States of America, that because they have not been assuring where the money is going, there's ultimately complications that the people now understand, and they think that the only one that should be held accountable for this mass migration is the one that it hasn't been providing, and they held accountable the United States, right? So in Europe, you got all these rich countries that they know that they're third world class countries, and they're providing and aiding and evading all these countries, but they're not assuring that every money that is being sent to provide and to incentivize and to create a better life for these countries, it is not being deposited where it needs to be. That is to the people, to the jobs, to the middle class families, to the lower class families, to the working class families. And due to that factor, you have an enormous wave of people that they are in necessity, that they are in poverty, that they want to go and get a better life because in their country there's corruption, and it looks like a strategy. So this is what the statement, this is an image that I'm about to show you right here. It's an image that I'm about to show you from, specifically from right now, the border between Poland and ultimately between Poland and Belarus. So this is a statement that it was being released by routers. That is, I met a couple of guys in Tapachula, and also I met a couple of guys from the UK on this last travesty, on this last trip to Tapachula, and the 12 days of journey that I spent with the Caravan. I met a couple of guys that write and they take pictures for routers, and I told them, hey, you guys are doing a magnificent job. A lot of people don't like routers, but or routers or whatever they want to call it. I call it routers. So these guys were, legitimately just saying the facts. So this is it was released on November 3rd of 2021. It says Poland says Belarus staged an armed intrusion at the border, summons envoy. So this is what it says, this article, and I cannot put it on the screen because it will slow down the live feed and it will lag the internet. But it says right here, Warsaw, Poland accused Belarus on Wednesday of staging an armed cross-border intrusion and said it had summoned the Belarusian charge affairs to protest over what it has said was a deliberate escalation of the migrant crisis at the border. What did this remind you of? This statement from Reuters reminds you of where? It's just, it looks like it's a complete strategy as what happened into the United States of America in 2018. That in 2018, they try to rush the border between Tijuana and San Isidro, California, that is San Diego. It is exactly like that. It's almost, if you're watching what is happening in Europe, it is a copy paste of what is happening around the world with the mass migration. And as we have been experienced it, and we have been seeing it, and as we have been seeing the necessity of children and mothers and all these people that they think that the only solution is one country, you understand how the globalists and how these organizations, they create migrant camps, they create stations. It is always the same. It looks exactly the same. This tells you that caravans and ultimately large groups, it is not functioning. It is just creating a chaotic or a political statement. It is for that, to create a political statement. So let us go again to what it says right here in the article of Reuters. It says Belarus rejected the allegation as unfunded and intended to sully its image. Minsk also denies Polish and European Union accusations that is deliberately encouraging illegal immigrants to enter Poland and other European states via Belarusian territory. Poland has imposed a state of emergency at the border to stem the surge in the number of migrants from countries such as Afghanistan, Iraq. They're trying to enter in territory via Belarus. They're using Belarus as a trampoline. Kind of like Belarus, it is kind of like Mexico. You understand what I mean? Do you understand? Belarus, it is the Mexico of Europe. Right now. Belarus, it is the Mexico of Europe, as Mexico is a trampoline to get to the United States of America. In Belarus, it is Poland, it is the United States of America. That is also not only Poland, but you got people that they're closing their borders as Spain, as also Italy, as France. You got all these countries that they are similar to what the United States of America stands for right now. And we will go to a video of the incompetent, more dementia president that exists in this world. But before that, this is kind of like a copy paste for people to understand how this mass influx of migrants and this globalist open border agenda, it is the same. And the United Nations is using the same strategy. So let me just, before I go on, we are live at Facebook, we are live at YouTube, and we are live at Twitter. Thank you so much for joining in. Buy Me a Coffee is on the top link. If you guys like to contribute to our independent reporting and broadcasting, we are going to be traveling soon. So all your funds go directly to our travel fund to give you guys reality and truth and raw and uncut footage of the truth of this enormous globalization of immigration that is happening around our world. So, thank you so much. Give it a like to this video, please, people. If you like this video, we will get more people on the live feed. And also, we will break those algorithms. So give it a like to this video. So let's just go back to the article. It says, Poland has imposed a state of emergency, as I was saying. Where am I at? Right there. Poland has imposed a state of emergency at the border. It also says Poland foreign ministry said uninformed individuals armed with long guns have crossed into Polish territory from Belarus on the night of Monday. What does this tell you? It looks like the organized crime between Mexico and the United States of America. it looks like what the cartel is doing with the United States and Mexico, with Mexico and the United States. And you got a copy paste that we don't know what the hell is going on in Poland, but in reality, right there on the ground, because migrants are just an obstacle to be used for this mass migration. But ultimately, you don't know what is going on between these two borders. So it says Poland's foreign ministry said unidentified uniformed individuals armed with long guns have crossed into Polish territory from Belarus on the night of Monday, November 1st. Do you understand how this is so exactly the same of what is happening to the United States in Mexico? What is so it's almost exactly the same. This has nothing to do with the suffering of the migrants in Tapachula in Mexico, because it is a reality. People that say I don't care, people that say I don't send them back, people say America's closed. I understand your arguments and your justifications. I'm just saying, when I go there and report, I see the reality, and I see a lot of necessity. I see a lot of suffering. I see kids suffering, walking to all of these journeys that are horrible. And it is, I'm not a hard, my heart is not made of steel. I'm a human being. So I feel for what is happening. But it's all created and orchestrated. All created and orchestrated to the fullest extent. So let me just give you what it says right here. It says, the Deputy Foreign Minister, Piotr, it goes back right here. Okay. Piotr Warzik forwarded an emphatic protest against the violation of the Polish state of border, emphasizing that the actions taken by the Belarusian authorities in recent weeks have been increasingly evident hallmarks of a deliberate escalation. Practically saying that Belarus orchestrated this mass influx. He said also, pointed out that the Poland deems such as actions unacceptable and will not tolerate them, and urged Belarusian side to explain the incident immediately. The escalation of tension. Let me put an image right here so you guys can understand how it is the current situation. You see right here how they built a fence, and the weather conditions must be horrific. So let me just read right here what the article says right here. It says, the escalation tension says the Belarusian State Border Guard Committee spokesperson Anton Bichotsky denied the accusation, which he said was aimed at allowing Poland to extend its state of emergency at the border. This suggests that the main purpose of these actions lies on the field of the escalation of tension and further attempts to create a negative image of Belarus. The official Belta news agency quoted him saying that. So it is an off and on, I throw the hot potato to you, you throw a hot potato to me. By the way that the Polish authorities are saying is that this was all orchestrated by Belarus. Remember that Belarus has been one of the most socialist dictatorships and around the world. And in the last election of Alexander Lukashenko, you had millions of people protesting, and the majority of them were young. The majority of them, you're talking about young kids, that they were protesting against the socialist dictatorship of Alexander Lukashenko. Why all this is happening, and I have said repeatedly this, it is time for these first-class countries to step up to the plate and to assure themselves if they are giving money. It is it has a lot to do with the Great Reset, the Agenda 2030, and all this globalization that is occurring. But first and foremost, we have to understand that if these elite people, the elite, the conglomerate of monopolies that they controlled our industry and they controlled our economy, and ultimately these socialist or communist dictators, or also ultimately dictators, because all of us, right here, we are on the ground, and you're from the left, somebody else from the right, and independent people like myself, they are creating this division for us to fight, for us to continue to argue. Meanwhile, they have the control system on the top, and they're managing the decisions of what they should not do, where they should invest and where they should not. But in the meantime, you and me were fighting consistently. and worried about what is going to happen today, what is going to happen tomorrow, who is going to take the decision for today, tomorrow, and the day after. In the meantime, all these, elite people that they're not left, they're not right, they're not in the center, they're all friends. And behind closed doors, they shake hands and they say, you know what? Let's agree with this. Let's agree with that. Let's create a division. Let's create a war. Let's create this. Let's create that. And the people are going to divide. Meanwhile, the people are going to divide and everything is divided. We are going to achieve our number one goal, that is the globalization of everything. Behind closed doors, we don't know what is happening. But in the meantime, this is what is the reality of us and our reality of our world. The reality of our world right now, people, is that now we are getting to know and we are getting to understand that specifically all these countries, that they're first-class world countries. And let's start Canada, the United States of America, the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Poland, Denmark. All of these countries, Switzerland, Australia, New Zealand, all these countries that they're considered first-class world countries. And now Taiwan is considered also a first-class world economy. Why the only one that it has to be imposing? Because they are protesting also because they are imposing sanctions, these tariffs that legitimately are affecting every country in the economy. Because they're imposing tariffs and they're imposing their imperialism, supposedly, this is the word, let me just say it like it is, imperialism. The people have not assured themselves of where the money is being spent. This is why you got people from Honduras thinking that, the United States has stole their minerals, has stole their freedom, and they have put their military, stations in their country. And that's why they want to justify that they need to go to the United States to take what is theirs. This is why you have Guatemala, Central America, South America thinking that. This is why you have people in Europe migrating to different parts in different countries, because they know that these countries are so close together, and how in the hell it is possible that you got a rich country right here and there's a border and there's a poor country right there. What the hell is going on? So this is what it is. You invest the money correctly. And I don't want to sound crazy, and I don't want to sound like a Trumpster or a Trump follower, or, orange man bad, orange man bad. But I will tell you something, and it is a factual evidence, and it is something that is a reality, and it is something that is the truth. And you can go and Google it yourself, and not because it's Donald Trump, but the only president that it was going to create a task force to legitimately investigate and legitimately throw the money where the money's supposed to be at, it was Donald Trump. He signed an agreement with Mexico before putting the threat on Mexico of the tariff of the 5% tariff on the avocado, beer, and automobile industry. All the way to the bottom, a lot of people don't like this, but it was the truth. All the way to the bottom, it says right there, the United States of America will comply and will help to create a better life for Central and South America. And it will help economically and financially. Donald Trump and Mike Pompeo signed that document. So Donald Trump, what he was going to do is spend $4 billion in Central America, in the triangle, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. And he was going to send a task force. What it was he was going to do, he knew that the number one problem was that why these people come, why is this massive inflation? Is because the people, what they need jobs, they need a better life, their security. It is, you hear all the cases on the border as they are asking for asylum and refugee. So if he asked for asylum and refugee, why are they asking for asylum and refugee? So they did a study, and when they found out how many people were running away because of economical issues, because of gang violence, that is practically security, and ultimately because they are not, creating a better life, as is what is infrastructure. He said, easy. All right, Mike, what are we supposed to do, Mike Pompeo? Mr. President, let's give them $4 billion. But in those $4 billion, if we are going to send for security, we're going to send a task force to assure ourselves that every single dollar and every single dime is going to be spent perfectly on these countries as it is regarding security. Creating jobs. All right, let's create jobs, send capitalist jobs over there, and create a better life for these people to have a better life than what they have right now. Ultimately, let's create also a better infrastructure. They live in horrible conditions. So let's spend on construction and all of this. And let's assure ourselves that every single dollar and every single penny, it is going exactly invested on what it is right there. But it is not, I'll give you and I don't get nothing back. No, 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 no. If I invest, when am I going to get my money back? And if I invest and if I help, what am I going to get in return? So the ideology, it was to send all the man labor into these third world class countries and to create jobs by creating, these manufacturing companies. This is why the 45th president of the United States brought all the automobile industry back into Mexico from China. Proximity was one of the things that he was saving a lot of money, but also the tax that he was paying from China all the way over here. That was a problem that Barack Obama created by sending all the manufacturing companies all the way to China. And in agreement with them, practically, I'm just going to call it like it is, a sellout. Obama sell himself out to China. So you put minimum wages on these countries. That is not the solution. If you're going to invest on capitalism on a foreign country, you don't have to put minimum wages. Remember that you are a foreign country that is providing aid and abate. You're providing aid to these countries. This is the number one problem. That if you go into a third world class country and you bring your capitalist jobs and your capitalist investment, you have the control of them, of how much they're going to make, how much they're going to grow, and until how much you are going to be assessment, how much you are going to depend on them. So practically, the one that is giving you all the money, that is your master. That is your yes, sir. That is your boss. And it is not supposed to be like that. This is why El Salvador with Nayib Bukele was denied a meeting with Joe Biden. President Nayib Bukele from El Salvador wants to grow his country into a first-class world country. He doesn't want to depend on nobody, but he needs a little push to help him out. And he went all the way to the White House to be received by the president, and nobody received him. Why? Because he wants to grow. He says, let me work with you, man. But everybody in the White House right now on this current administration is a leftist communist ideologist. So they don't want international trade to be their number one objective. They want to fix, climate change. They want to have the Paris deal. They want the mandates. They want all this kind of stuff that is control. So practically, if you are going to invest on these countries, like they are investing on our country of Mexico, the manufacturing company they're coming to Mexico, but you're creating slave jobs. I'm sorry, this is the way it is. Whether you like it or not, you're creating slave jobs. These slave jobs are, cheap man labor. You got cheap pay for all these people. So you're providing a life that is a really cheap life. You're providing a life for a person that it can possibly not help them create a better education. You are not going to provide a job for this particular individual, that they are not going to grow as, leaders of the world, leaders of society. So you creating a control of population. You're controlling their economy by just providing manufacturing jobs. Yes, you're bringing capitalism. I don't agree with communism and I don't agree with socialism, but capitalism has this slippery slope. You're providing capitalism, but you're just providing a single sack of salary. And that is not fair because you're investing in another country that is not your country. And you're providing and you're going to get double the income back to your system and back to you. But ultimately, it is not fair. So what it is fair? It's fair for these people to have a better life. It's fair for these people to get the exact trade that they want. It's fair for these people to ultimately, as you are creating a minimum wage, to provide them with, education, not free education. Let them work for it. Remember, as I did an interview with one Venezuelan that migrating into the Darien Gap. This Venezuelan migrant told us, teach me how to farm. And after you teach me how to farm, teach me how to take the root of what I'm farming. And after that, teach me how to do it so I can sell it. And after that, teach me how to sell it so I can make an income. And after that, teach me how to invest so I can invest on you. So you teach and you tell and you profit from that. But you create a person that has an ability to know how to work. You don't have the control of them. You don't have the control of them. This is what I believe that is true capitalism, being fair. Capitalism provides a lot of jobs. Let me not tell you that. Hell yeah, it provides a lot of jobs. And it is, you're the owner of the man labor. You're the owner of the manufacturer. You're the owner of the equipment. Yes, I understand that. And you're the number one investor, and you invest and you want your profit back as soon as possible. Yes, I understand that. But you're creating one social class, and you're creating only the man slavery. We don't want that. This is why people are migrating from their own countries. They want fairness. They want a better life. They want the better life to get it. So the number one thing to do right here is to fight the corruption in those countries. Those 1%ers that they have all the control, and that they have all the control, and they tell you this is the land of the poverty, this is the land of the middle class, this is the land of the higher class. All of these people that they are taking the decision, and all of these people that they're taking the complete decisions of every single one of us, they need to release power. If we don't, the people, like the United States of America says, we the people. If the people of the United States of America, we the people, don't stop stepping into the plate and fighting for their own rights, this is going to be their next United States of America. Look what is happening to you. Low income. Your economy is falling. Easy. Your economy is falling. You are lacking of jobs. They are telling you what to do and what not to do. Censorship, it is ultimately happening to you. They are controlling your economy and your internal trade that is importing and exporting. This is why you had thousands of containers holding to enter the United States of America. Look what they're doing to you. They're doing what other countries are running away from. Do you understand where I'm going? What is happening to other countries, they are doing it to you. Little by little, they are transforming the land of the free and the home of the brave into a third world class country, little by little. So later on, you're going to have United States citizens saying, my God, why should I go to college if I make exactly the same with a stimulus check? Why should I go to college if I make exactly the same with this stimulus check as what a doctor or a lawyer makes? Why should I go and vote if everything is going to be taken the decision by the political parties themselves? I can vote from home. All of these things are happening. And it is an example of what is happening with Poland and Belarus. It is a copy-paste of everything that is happening around the world with the mass migration. This is another image right here of the actual situation in Poland right now. It is the military involved, where ultimately you'll see a great division between the military and the people that are running away from fear, or they're running away to get a better life, or the migrants themselves, or whatever you want to call it. Linguistics is really important right now nowadays. So everybody, if you call them one name, another group gets insulted, and if you're calling them another name, you get accepted, and you're preaching to the choir, so you get accepted to that particular group. So I'm calling it the way it is. I don't want to be part of left and right. This is the way it is. So let me put this video right here as the current situation as it's been escalating right here in practically It looks like a military zone. It is an 11-second clip. 11-second clip right here. Right here. I wanted to put particularly a video from YouTube, but I will redirect you to some videos at YouTube, because if I put those videos on YouTube, I'm going to get copyright. So those videos, you can I will post those videos, those links right here later on, so you guys can go and see. But this is particularly the clip, 11-second clip of how it's looking right now. Let me just put play. Doesn't it remind you of something that it was happening in the south border of Mexico? Does not remind you of what is happening in the south border of Mexico? Asking a question. Do you guys remember what was happening in the south border of Mexico? Where is this, Oscar? It's between the borders of Poland and Belarus. Do you guys remember? This is an 11-second clip. Somebody saying sounds like Palestine to me. Palestine and Israel. But yeah, but doesn't it look the same at the south border between Mexico in Guatemala? Do you guys remember that? How people were, It is exactly the same. Exactly the same. And it is actually happening right now at a consistent, fast pace. Let me put another clip right here. I'm trying to get another clip right here for you guys to watch. This is a 14-second clip right here. It is exactly the same, people. Exactly the same. Let me put this 14-second clip right here. This is how it looks right now. This is how it looks. It is a small group that is particularly right there at the border. Small group. But it is almost exactly the same of what is happening in Mexico. Almost exactly the same. Of what is happening at the south border. The problem right here is that, as I was reporting, 12 days on the Caravan. 12 days on the Caravan. You were asking yourself on one particular point. You asked yourself on one particular point, you were like, you know what? I want to ask myself one question. Where's the United Nations? Where are they? Where is George Soros giving a statement? Let me remove the. So you will ask yourself all of these questions. Where is George Soros right now? As I was standing in the last caravan in the last municipal city, and somebody saying, aquí, Monica saying the cartel works with Hollywood and the sex trade. I agree with you. Send me the evidence. It's a hearsay. It's kind of like you're hearing it, and it's really assurable. Your comment, it is really assurable. But I will tell you something. We need to find the comparable evidence. That's the number one thing. Like, here it is. Document, video, bah. That's what we need. So I wanted to just make this couple of videos for every single one of you. And as we are, this last caravan that I was at, I wanted to share with you guys this picture. I took this picture. I forgot to put it on the screen, but I will search it right now. Híjole. How am I going to search it? I have a lot of pictures right here. I wanted to put a picture right here on the screen that I took of these individuals. Where is it at? Oh my God. Come on, Oscar Blue. Is it really that hard to find a picture? And this is when you ask yourself, where is the United Nations? When you ask particularly yourself, like, is this what these people stand for? As I arrived to a particular place, let me just open up the where I am going to open up this image so I can give it to you. As I arrived to a park that is called Pijijiapan, this small town that is called Pijijiapan in Chiapas. It is a really magical town. It's beautiful. I'm not going to lie to you. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful town. This small town that we arrived, as I arrived to this small town, behind me, a vehicle, it was parked. And the vehicle that it was parked, particularly with AC, meanwhile, you see children that they're walking on the hot concrete without no shoes. And they're pushing this influx and this open border around the globe. And you're seeing children that they're being sick. I saw a little girl she almost died, dehydrated on the floor. You see children without no shoes. You see children without no shirts. You see children and, irresponsible parents. All right, whatever you want to say. But this is the organization that is pushing all of this. And this organization, when I saw it behind, I was like, this is ridiculous. When I saw this is my picture. I took this picture. They were behind me as I parked. And when you see 3 people inside of this automobile in our country by the United Nations, they started covering their faces. They don't want to be shown on camera. Hell no. No. We're helping. We're creating help. We're creating shelters and we're providing help. Where's UNICEF, by the way? All these children that they are suffering on these caravans? Where's UNICEF? All the millions and trillions that they get per year. ACNUR, an organization of the United Nations. The United Nations Human Refugee Organization, the UNHCR, High Commissioner for Refugees. This was a picture that I took from the side. This is a picture that I took from the front, just for you to know what it says right there. And they're covering their face. It says United Nations, Naciones Unidas. Right there on the front. This is on the little town that is called Pijijiapan, where this right here, this man, it is parked on the shadow inside of his car with some AC going on inside. In the meantime, you got thousands of people walking on the hot concrete, humidity, and weather. Children walking on the hot concrete and humidity of the weather. But you got these people just laying down on the back, just like, just wait for them, Juan. They're about to come over here like in 30 minutes. Let's go in the shadow. It's hot as hell, man. Let me just create this globalist compact of immigration. And let me just make the people suffer and use them as cattle, as a political statement. For them to every time suffer and suffer and suffer. As they are suffering right now, they want a better life. But you got these organizations, they're supposed to be providing, aiding, and abating the people. And I'm not saying they're supposed to. I'm not incentivizing. Oh, my God, Oscar Blue is incentivizing the United Nations. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, my God. I'm woke. I'm woke. Did I struck a nerve, Oscar Blue? Oh, my God. This right here, it just tells you the example on how a hypocritical organization, it is pushing and projecting the help towards all the suffering and necessity of migrants. And on the back, you'll see them chilling like a, Excuse me? The United Nations was here in Mexico? Yes, they were in Mexico. The United Nations were here? Yeah, they were. Where were they, man? Did they provide food? They provided water? I was there. There were organizations, municipal organizations, and conglomerate of people every town that they were uniting and getting together water and food so they can help them. Where was the United Nations? Providing like tents, providing like, people that they were not sleep on the floor with cartons, medicine for the kids that they were sick. Just asking a question. Just a normal little question that I want to answer. Somebody, if they can answer me. So I was there. Carla Sheldon says, where is the money that America gives to these countries yearly? First of all, is the United States of America. America is a continent. So I will tell you, and I just spoke about it. I said it's going to the corrupt politicians. This is why the United States of America and the government is part of this corruption, because they're giving the money to the people that they are corrupt. Corruption creates corruption. You think that you're giving it to your politicians is going to help? No, assure yourself that it's being well spent. In the countries that they're corrupt, like, our country of Mexico, Central and South America, they're the governments and the masters, they take the money and they're like, I'm not going to release it. I gave you 100 million, spend 1 million only. Only spend 1 million. Give them a little bit, all of it for us. Let's live like kings and queens. United Nations right here, sitting down on the back of a building, stretched out inside of the AC, air conditioning. You're a conspiracy theorist, Oscar Blue. You're just creating hysteria at the border. You're flaming the border. Walk with them 12 days. Saw how they were suffering, hunger, kids getting sick, people asking for food and asking us for help. consistently us that we were walking with them. Please help, please food, please water. And that particular time, you're like, where are these NGOs that they're profiting millions and all these globalist organizations? Crazy. Thank you so much for joining in. This is the last video that I will provide for everybody. This is the caravan that has arrived. Update on the caravan. The caravan has moved up to Oaxaca, the part of Oaxaca. I posted this video on my page. That is the caravan moving to Oaxaca. And what is Oaxaca? Oaxaca, it is the next state that is particularly next to Chiapas. This next state that is Oaxaca, it is they rerouted themselves. Why they rerouted? So they were going to the east. That is Arriaga. That is the next city that connects to practically Oaxaca also, or that connects them to Veracruz. If you go west, you will go to Tuxtla, and then you can go around, and then you can hit Veracruz. Next state, Oaxaca, and then Veracruz. I drove through that state of first municipal city that is Coatzacoalcos, Veracruz. So I drove directly, not going around. So they're going around because they think that they are, the National Guard and the border agents are planning, specifically, and they're planning massively to stop them at one particular point. So the caravan took a reroute and they went around to Tuxtla and particularly enter Oaxaca. This is a small clip video for you guys to see of the current situation. That is Grupo Beta. It's an organization that helps migrants from the government. This orange vehicle. Look at that mountain all the way to the back. That is just unbelievable. The weather conditions, it is just unbelievable what the people go through. As particularly, I will pause right here. We got like 10 seconds to go, so I'll let it go. Tapanatepec, Chahuites. So this is particularly what is happening right now. This is what is happening right now in when it comes to the caravan that we have been following for 12 days. I wanted to put another video before I go. I know that I'm extending myself, moderator, but I will just put this video, and this will be the last one. So just I'm almost forgetting about this video, and it is so important that I put it on because you will understand how this government of Joe Biden, how it has been well, practically lying to the whole population. And it is just important that we know how this man used the migrant population. He used the Hispanic vote. He used all the Hispanic people to just believe him that he was going to be particularly, helping and creating a better pathway for migrants. Remember that, when he was debating Donald Trump, I'm going to create a better pathway for migrants. That's what he said. And no, these kids are coming with their parents and they're getting separated at the border. So he advocated for that, the separation at the border. He advocated for the kids that they're being separated. Although we know that, basically Barack Obama was the one that separated more families in history. He was the deporter in chief. He deported 5 million people in his administration. He was the man that deported more Mexicans and more Latinos in history. He was the one that built the cages, and it is comparable evidence to every leftist that wants to struck a nerve on his face. Let me struck it. Yes, he was the one that he built the cages, and he was the one that deported more unaccompanied minors also into our country of Mexico. He created Fast and the Furious. He created a humongous catastrophe in feeding our cartel, people over here so they can create more violence and more delinquents, and that has escalated into the current government. So this is Joseph Biden talking about particularly what is happening right now with the $450,000 bill that supposedly he said that, well, basically he said that he did not say it. But somebody else said it, that they were going to give $450,000 or almost up to $1 million for every migrant that it got separated at the border due to reparations, due to the suffering. And oh my God, I'm so tragically traumatized of all this separation. So I need $450,000. So he adds to the reporter right here, and he addresses the reporter. So this tells you. Then later on, the ACLU, let me just go and read what the ACLU leader, after this video is being played, I will read what the ACLU director of the ACLU said about, this statement from the president, and it is going to blow your mind of what the ACLU director said about this current statement. So let me just put this video so you guys can understand how the miscommunication, the White House is a complete disaster right now. It is a complete disaster of who's taking the decisions. The advisors that they are practically behind Joseph Biden. I don't know where they living at, and I don't know what house they are stationed at, because the White House, it is not the house that they're working for. So this is the statement of President Biden. Listen carefully to the reporter as he asked particularly about the $450,000 bill.
Reports that were surfacing that your administration is planning to pay illegal immigrants who are separated from their families at the border up to $450,000 each, possibly $1 million per family. Do you think that might incentivize more people to come over illegally?
The sound is really low, but it says right here, reports have been said that the current administration is going to provide $450,000 for the separation of the families from the past administration. Do you think that is going to incentivize to more people to come? This is his response immediately.
If you guys keep sending that garbage out, yeah.
If you guys keep sending that garbage out, yeah. Wow. If you guys keep sending that garbage out, yeah. And look what he says next.
But it's not true.
So this is the
but it's not true. And then the reporter says,
garbage report.
Yeah.
So this is a garbage report. He asked the president, and then he responds,
yeah.
Okay. So
400.
Yes. And then he gets interrupted, the reporter, and then President Biden says,
$450,000 per person. Is that what you
$450,000 per person. That's what you're saying?
saying?
that was separated from a family member at the
And then the reporter says that were separated from a family member
border under the last administration.
under the last administration.
That's not going to happen.
Okay.
That's not going to happen. First and foremost, how are you not informed of what is happening with the $450,000 bill or whatever agreement that you're going to give to a separation of a family, that it was done on the past administration? First and foremost. Second of all, How do you get to realize that this is actually happening and you don't have any control of what is happening in the White House? So you're being addressed about that in a press conference, and it is unbelievable that this is the first time that he is listening to this. So he's like 450,000. Hell no, that's not even happening. That's trash. That's not gonna happen. 450,000. That's crazy. And he even laughs, like he is laughing interiorly, like this is so. Who made out that? So later on, when he read that, the ACLU came out with a statement on November 3rd. And it says, according to the ACLU, the executive director, Anthony D. Romero, had the following response. He says, President Biden may not have been fully briefed. Hold on a minute. Okay. ACLU Executive Director Anthony D. Romero had the following response. President Biden may not have been fully briefed. Who are you, by the way, to brief the president? You are an organization that is called ACLU. And you're telling the president you're not fully briefed, so you need to be fully briefed so you can give a statement, Mr. What are you, president? Yeah, you need to be fully briefed because you were not. So you need to fully understand what is happening before you give it a statement. For God's sake, Dorothy, who is giving statements to the president without being fully briefed? I'm the director of the ACLU, for God's sake. He needs to listen to me. Who is not going to listen to me? I'm the director. The hell do you think you are? That is the president. Whether you like it or not, he has a title. Whether he stole the election, whatever it is, that's the president. And you are the executive director of the ACLU. And your first statement is, President Biden may not have been fully briefed about the actions of his very own Justice Department. He needs to be fully briefed before he comes out and gives a statement like that. Oh my God. He completely just stepped all over our agenda. Who are you? First and foremost, this is the president of the United States, whether you like it or not. Who are you to question the president? Who in the hell are you? But they question the president. These non-governmental organizations, these NGOs, they are the ones that they're pushing this open border agenda. They're the ones that they're pushing all of this. Not the government. A lot of it, the government has to do with it, but they don't, like this guy, he doesn't even know what the hell is going on. And then the statement goes on, and it says, Mr. Romero from the ACLU executive director says, President Biden may not have been fully briefed about the actions of his very own Justice Department as it carefully deliberated and considered the crimes committed against thousands of families separated from their children as an intentional governmental policy. But he follows through on what he said. The president is abandoning a core campaign promise to do justice for the thousands of separated families. We respectfully remind President Biden that he called these actions criminal in a debate with then President Trump and campaign on remediating and rectifying the lawlessness of the Trump administration. We called on President Biden to right the wrongs of this national tragedy. Where were you when Barack Obama, Director Romero? Where were you with Barack Obama? Barack Obama is the one that deported more Mexicans and Latinos in history. He had the federal prisons stacked up like you don't even imagine. Where were you when they were infesting our country with guns and Fast and the Furious? Where were you when they deported more than 90,000 children in the Obama administration between 2014 and 2015? Where were you when the cages were being made and built? Where were you when Obama brought the globalist compact of immigration in 2016 and 2017, 2014 and 2015 to the West Hemisphere? Where were you? Somebody saying the ACLU sued Obama for mistreatment of kids' cages. How did that go, by the way? How did that go? Did it go good? How's that going, by the way? Thumbs up? How did that go? Did they accomplish something? A non-governmental organization, it is questioning the president. A non-governmental organization is saying to the president, you were not fully briefed. You need to go back to your office and be briefed. Get out of here. You're not going to tell us what to do because you need to be fully briefed. Holy cow. Whew. Our moderator says, perfect example of why many don't trust this government. The president of the United States of America doesn't know what is going on. He don't know. He don't have a clue what he's doing. Unbelievable. How can you not have a clue of what $450,000 this? Holy cow. $450,000 for an immigrant. How can you not have a clue? Unbelievable. How's everybody doing? God bless everybody that is watching. We are going to be traveling soon. So people, thank you so much for your contributions. Buy me a coffee is on the top link. Thank you so much. Thank you, and thank you. Without you, we're independent reporting. So without you, we cannot give you guys the reality and the truth about everything that is happening in our country of Mexico. Thank you so much. There were a lot of foreign press on these caravans. A lot of them, they were from the United States. But, fortunately, we are, we know our country and we are in our country of Mexico. So we had, really good 12 days of broadcasting and giving you the reality of what is really happening. Sadly, what is happening to all these people, it is sad. A lot of people are saying, oh, your heart has been melt down, people. Oscar Blue, as soon as you started hanging around with the migrants, you are a traitor to us. I don't care. False statement. Whenever you are around a child that is walking for miles and miles and miles, whether you like it or not, whether the parent is irresponsible or not, and you're watching that, if you have a heart that has metal block in it, I congratulate you for not feeling anything. Really, I congratulate you for that. I don't have that, so I'm sorry. So you must watch somebody else that has a metal block and that is broadcasting it. There's a child walking right there, and I don't care if you're suffering. Walk more, child. I'm not that. I'm sorry. I'm a human myself. We have feelings. We have a heart. We have a mind. We have eyes. We can feel. I don't know if you heard of that, the 5 senses of the body. I don't know if you heard of that. But there's a heart, and you can feel it also. I only feel for the things that America. All right. Thumbs up for you. Kudos. Thank you so much for joining in. God bless you all. Follow me at Facebook. Follow me at Telegram. Follow me at Twitter, and also follow me at YouTube as Oscar Blue. Also, you can follow Border Network News as in Telegram, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, follow my partner, Real Anthony Agüero, in all platforms. You can follow him at, Getter, at Rumble, at YouTube, at Instagram as Real Anthony Agüero. Anthony Agüero, LLCO. Also on Instagram. Follow him over there. He has a couple of platforms over there. Also, you can follow him at Twitch as Real Anthony Agüero. Also, follow our colleague and friend Ben Berquam, Real America's Voice News, the voice of the people. Also follow Will Johnson, Unite America First. And follow every single one of you. Every single one of your pleasure to follow. Follow Real America's Voice News. Download the app at Roku. Roku and also RealAmericasVoiceNews.com. So it was really nice to talk to you guys. An hour and 10 minutes long live feed. I will be coming again tomorrow to give you guys the reality and the truth. I need to go. I need to take care of some stuff. So God bless you all. Stay safe. And like we always say, people, peace and love. Because always, your country is first. God bless.
Y ya van días y varias semanas.
He hasn't given no response, and it's been days and it's been weeks, and What do you think, Sarah, of this canyon right here?
It's absolutely incredible. I haven't been to Tijuana in a lot of years, and seeing how wide open it is. I mean, I don't know if you could turn the camera around and show everyone just how wide open it is. It's incredible.
A couple of questions. So. Rashida, what is your opinion on the massive child trafficking that is happening? Y espero logren su objetivo de la justicia a su país. Luchen por su país. Say the basically fight for your country. Están bloqueando el acceso. ¡Viva! La Policía Federal o la autoridad nos está deteniendo el acceso y nos está deteniendo el paso para poder cruzar hacia el Zócalo, señores.